So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about the debut album by the band Cursor, and it's called Apparitions. So, for those of you that don't know, they're a band from Virginia, and they play a style that is like alternative grunge meets a little bit of metal and a little bit of post-rock. They mix that all together and they get the sound of Cursor. So, this album is 13 tracks, 44 minutes in length, and it's an album that I can best describe this as like it's an alternative rock album. Sometimes it goes hard, sometimes it's more harder on emotions, and really I got reminded of a band like Fries, and I love that band, so that's not a bad comparison to give to this band. So the band put out an EP in 2020, and I listened to that EP, so I was looking forward for this album. So the album is called Apparitions, and I think a lot of the themes on the record are about like different type of struggles, and maybe like they're using the metaphor of the apparitions, like like with what they're talking here. So out of the 13 tracks, there's 10 tracks, and there's like 3 interludes. Like the album starts with the interlude Veil of Ascendance that goes really into the Midnight Whistler. And the Midnight Whistler, you have more of that metal element of the band on the harsher vocals, and sometimes there's like a Digenti style to the guitars on that one. But when it goes to the choruses, they go more into that alternative like style of singing, more clean singing, a lot of emotion. That's why I thought a lot about a band like Fries. And I think the Midnight Whistler, is one of the harder tracks on the record. But there's songs here that I really love, especially because they have choruses that you can really find yourself humming to and going back to. And to me, that's the essence of a great song. And they have some great tracks on here, like the track, for example, Resolution. I think that's a great track. I love the singing that Luke does on this track. And where he's like looking for a resolution, it's really it's really catchy and emotive without going into a cheesy territory. And I like how they blend heaviness in the music with heaviness in emotion, because to me that makes it like a very cohesive sound. And I like bands that can mesh heaviness with also like themes that make you feel stuff and do it right. Other great tracks that I think are more like rocking is a song like Bridging the Gap and DC. Those are more harder. Then you have songs that I love the themes of the songs, like a song like Castaway. It's all about like being stranded at sea, but being stranded at sea with a family. And there's a part in the song that he says, I have a family to feed. And it's really, it's very thought out, great lyrics. Like the lyrics on this album are top notch to me. And this song is all about, like doing whatever you have to do to survive, to provide for your loved ones. And I'm thinking everyone that's a father can relate to that track. Other tracks that I really stood out to me, Crone. I mean, Crone has such a very sweet melody and a great hook that stays on your mind. The guitar work on this record, I really love it because they're very memorable and they're catchy, but there's also a lot of like feeling in the guitar playing, and I think the guitar playing complements the singing. Canary, which was one of the singles. The song is all about apparently they use canaries when people worked in like mines, and if the canary died, that there was something bad there. Again, a great chorus again that I think goes well. I don't think there's a weak track on this record. Songs like Cataract and Circadian also play a lot with melody. And this is something that this album has in spades. Lots of melodies on all the tracks, even with the heavy parts. They always keep that melodic side to them, and I think that makes the band greater. I think if they were just like harder and didn't include that melody, it would sound like many other bands. So I think that's a plus for them. The album ends with a rocker with Empty, and you know, a great way to finish the album. And I think this is an album for a debut record. You know, they sound very tight. The songwriting is super good for me, and I'm liking. I love this band. I've liked it since their EP, and I like that they're a band that can do different styles and blend them seamlessly. You know, sometimes the word like metal with alternative and grunge and post-rock don't go well together, but Cursor does it in a way that, you know, they can blend that on a different type of songs and it doesn't sound out of place. So I think this is a band that can appeal to it can appeal to metalheads, to rock fans, to alternative fans, or maybe people that are not even into metal. So really great record. So this is an apparitions of rock, if you will. So if you want to know more about this record, I actually talked to Luke and I talked to the guitar player. The name is Casey, so I'm sorry about that. But I talked to two members of the band and we go deep into some of the meanings of the songs and how the album was created in full. So if you want to listen to that, I'll post the link so you can watch that interview. So what did you think of Cursor and Apparitions? Comment, what are your favorite tracks from this record? And if you haven't listened to it, listen to the record and then tell me what do you think about this band. So if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.